Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Cheese here, bring you some more Go Battle League battles. Hope everyone had a great Go Battle weekend. I personally myself, I could say I did an okay-ish weekend. On Saturday, a lot of ups and downs, roller coaster of an event, went up, dropped down, went up again, dropped down. However, on Sunday I actually did pretty well, managed to gain some elo and climb. I've done these battles before the Go Battle weekend. However, it's one of my OG teams that are running in the past that got me to expert and almost to legend. So I thought, why not? Even though with the buff of wing attack, let's try this team out. This team consists of Shadow Needle Queen, obviously with the debuff. Really did affect a few matchups, but still very strong. I have a safe swap of BEWEAR. BEWEAR not running the standard movesets. I have it. We're having the Shadow Claw, Stomp, and Superpower. And then Scrafty as a closer, having its standard movesets. Let's hop into these battles and see how well I've done. In the first matchup, we do have Shadow Needle Queen against Trevenant. This is not a bad matchup for me, however I need to watch for the Shadow Ball. What I like to do is go to 7 and then try and catch my BEWEAR. As you can see, every time I see Trevenant, I try and do this. Even if he throws the Seed Bomb, it's fine. As you can see, I caught the Shadow Ball. That's looking lovely for me. He comes in now with a Cresselia, not good. Any shield scenario, I won't be able to win. Gonna try and see if I can at least get a shield from him, that I can spam the stomps up quite quick. And I'm dealing super effective with the Shadow Claw. No shield so far from the opponent. He's going to go for a charge move. I'm going to let this go through. It is the Moon Blast and does take out BEWEAR. Going to wait for my timer. Then I'm going to come in with the Needle Queen again. Going to overfarm a little and now throw the Earth Power. I think he is in a range that should take it out. And it does take it out. See what the opponent does come back in. Does come in back with a Trevor? No, he actually comes in at a Walrein. This is good for me. I did pretty well with this team last season because Trevenant and Walrein was like the famous thing in Ultra League or in even Great League. So this team did pretty well with them. Initially I was running Obstagoon, but I switched it up for BEWEAR. I think as BEWEAR has a better moveset, if I can say. I threw the first one, he no shields it. That's not looking good for me. Gonna throw the foul play. He again no shields it, and the opponent now concedes the match knowing that there's nothing he can do on his side. GG's. Jumping to the next matchup, we have Shadow Needle Queen against Cresselia. This is not a good matchup if the opponent does a future sight. So what I normally like to do is throw my Earth Power. That's the time he gets to his future sight, and I got no debuff on my side. I usually shield up the first one to see if he does a future sight, and he does. And what I do here now is quite interesting. I count up to 7 because that's how long it takes to get to the next future sight, and I try and catch on my Scrafty, which you can see I did do, and that's not very super effective. He comes in with his own Scrafty. Gonna throw the power punch as soon as I get it to try and buff my attack and do as much damage as I can to the Scrafty, but we end up CMPing tying. He's gonna throw his power punch. Now it's going to be a race. Let's see if I can get to the next one before it takes me out. And I do get to the next one. This should either get a shield or bring the Scrafty quite low. And the opponent no shields it on his side. That's a good call from him. He knows that Needle Queen is going to come in and then farm down. I was debating if I should have thrown maybe the Poison Fang. Maybe not to try and take this foul play. But ended up actually not shielding. He now comes back in his Cresselia. I switch into my BEWEAR. Gonna charge up and try and CMP before he can throw his move. Try and throw my move. End up getting a shield. This should be definitely the Moon Blast, which should bring my BEWEAR. Actually, it's a future sight. Will definitely take out my Pokemon. He's got Ready still in the back. I got no shields. One Focus Blast I think should actually take me out. So I'm gonna try and go to the Superpower. And now because I'm debuffed, this should take me out and should be GG's. I don't think there's nothing I can do unless I throw the Earth Power and the opponent no shield. Yeah, I go for the bait, thinking the opponent does shield, and the opponent no shield. So I think maybe I could have won this matchup if I went straight for the Earth Power, because the opponent didn't shield it, and he no shields another Poison Fang. So yeah, definitely sometimes not good to bait. You should throw the Focus Blast, and then this should be well played by the opponent. Jumping to the next battle, Shadow Needle Queen against Walrein. Terrible lead. Gonna go straight into my BEWEAR. Opponent comes now in with a Scrafty. What I like to do with a Scrafty is charge up to 2 superpowers and usually bait. If the opponent doesn't shield, it's fine. At least I'll get a shield on the next superpower. But usually opponents do shield because the first superpower do the most damage, and the opponent no shields here. So I'm gonna go straight for the superpower now. Let's see if the opponent does shield it, and he no shields it. That's lovely. Now I can align the Pokemon correctly. Have my Scrafty on this Walrein. He's gonna charge up and now throw a charge move. I no shield it. Let's see if it is the Earthquake, and it is the Earthquake. Does a decent amount of damage to me. He now comes in with a Charizard. Gonna now throw a charge move. I'm gonna shield in case it is the Blast Burn, and it is the Blast Burn. That's a very good shield on my side. Gonna go for this Poison Fang immediately to try and debuff the Charizard and try and bring it as low as possible, because Scrafty definitely does not want to see this. He's going to throw another charge move. It is a Dragon Claw bait. Needed to shield on my side. Gonna now farm up a bit extra and go for the Poison Fang. Let's see if the opponent does shield it. No shield from the opponent, which is fine. I'm going to throw the Poison Fang here. I think I had slightly misplayed this game if I'm not mistaken. Actually going to switch out now into Scrafty, throw the foul play. Let's see if the opponent does shield it. The opponent no shields it, and actually he's got no shield, and that takes it out. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Shadow Queen against Tentacruel. This is okay matchup, just need to watch for the Skull. I do get to the Earth powers much quicker. Yeah, I'm going to throw a bait, and the opponent no shields it. That's terrible. Yeah, I just try and make my screen a bit brighter. It looked a bit dumb on my side. I switch to my BEWEAR. He comes in with his Crafty. Gonna go for the Storm bait. Let's see if the opponent does shield it, and he does shield it. That's great for me. Gonna go straight now for the Superpower. This should deal quite a decent amount of damage, which it does, and the opponent actually does end up throwing his charge move, which is actually good for me, and he now manages to farm it down. Gonna wait a few minutes for my timer to go down. I should come back in now with my Queen and farm down, hoping not to get hit by a foul play. Opponent now going to throw a charge move, and it definitely is the foul play, but I'll manage to now farm down on my side. Opponent got a Tentacruel, going straight for the Earth power this time. Learned my lesson not to bait. Let's see, the opponent does shield, and he does shield on his side. Not looking good for me. Gonna shield this move here, and the opponent throws the acid spray. What a disrespect there, but I managed to get to the Earth power before he does. This should take out the Tentacruel. Now it depends what he has in the back, and he has a Drapion in the back. This is lovely for me. I just need to keep going for this power punches, and I should manage to take out the Drapion, and that should be GG's. Opponent going to throw a charge move. Let's see if he maybe gets a debuff. He actually goes straight for the Sludge Bomb. Maybe the only way he could have won is to throw the Crunch, get a debuff, and then see if 2 Sludge Bombs do kill. Would be very close though. He's going to now throw another charge move. This should bring me quite close or quite low, but I'll get to this next power punch before he can, and should take out the Drapion. And that's GG's. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Shadow Queen against Galvantula. This is the dream lead you'll want to see. He switches out into his Cresselia. I don't have a perfect answer for Cresselia, so I'm going to try and take out this Cresselia or chip it down with my Queen before I switch out. I throw the Earth power. I do get a debuff. Let's see if the opponent now does have Future Sight. He's actually got Grass Knot, Moonblast. This is good for me. I actually was thinking of catching there, but I don't manage to catch on my side. He now throws a Grass Knot, which I know I'm known to shield here. Gonna overfarm and now throw the Poison Fang. Let's see if he does shield it on his side. And he no shields it, that takes it out. He comes in with a Swampert. I switch into my BEWEAR, trying to preserve my Queen. Gonna go straight for the Stomp here on his Galvantula. He no shields it, knowing that I've got Shadow Queen in the back. And that walls the Galvantula. He throws a lunge, I no shield. I overfarm a bit as I'm counting his moves. He needs 3 volt switches to get to his next charge move. I throw the Stomp, he no shields it. This is actually quite good for BEWEAR. BEWEAR wins CMP against Swampert. I'm going to throw the Superpower. Let's see if the opponent no shields it, and we CMP tie. That's lovely. I love to do that to the Swampert. Try and get CMP so that his energy then basically, if I can say, goes to waste. Gonna switch into my Queen, gonna throw this Poison Fang, and then switch out into my Scrafty, and the opponent now with 2 shields can't do nothing on his side, and he concedes the match. That's GG, it's very well played. Jumping to the next battle, Shadow Queen against Talonflame. This is pretty good for me. I think this is where you see the debuff comes in. It takes me longer to get to this Poison Fangs. Gonna throw the first one. Let's see, the opponent does shield. He does shield on his side. He's now going to throw a charge move. I always shield in case it is the Brave Bird. Majority of the time they do throw the Brave Bird. He now switches out into his Jellicent. This is good for me. Jellicent, I always like to come in with Scrafty. Sometimes I come in with BEWEAR because I wall it. You can only throw Bubble Beams. He's now going to throw a charge move. It is the Bubble Beam. Most of them run Shadow Ball Bubble Beam. And what you should actually do is try and gain as much as energy before you take out the Jellicent. So he's going to now farm up a bit extra and go straight for the foul play. Let's see if the opponent does shield this one. And the opponent no shields. It is 9, perfect farm down range. So now even if he throws 2 more or 3 more Bubble Beams, I'm not going to shield. I'm going to go straight for the farm down and try and have as much energy as possible. Opponent going to now throw another charge move. It is a Bubble Beam. And I managed now to take out the Jellicent, but before I do, he throws off another charge move, and it is the Bubble Beam on his side. I switch out 9 to my BEWEAR because I want to preserve all that energy. He switches out perfectly into Ninetales to catch the Stomp, which is fine by me. I'm gonna now build up, and it is actually a charm. I'm gonna try and get as much energy as possible before I throw this. I think I'm a bit of a must throw there. You can see a charm animation did come through. I think I would have maybe managed to get to another charge move before he would have thrown. He now throws a charge move. This is definitely going to be the weather ball. I know shield on my side. Should manage to now farm down. He comes in his Teleflame. He throws his charge move. I'm going to shield this. It's supposed to actually be a CMP tie, and it actually is, but as you can see, he's got the charge move through, and that actually changed the whole game. But I actually also misplayed here. I should have switched out into my Scrafty, because Scrafty would have taken 2 incinerates before he died, and I would have managed to farm down. But obviously he wins CMP, and that's GG's. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, we have Nidoqueen against Trevenant. Same story, going to try and build up to 7 here. Catch on my BEWEAR. 99% of the time opponents do throw the Shadow Ball, but this opponent throws, as you can see, a Seed Bomb bait. Gonna go now straight for the Stomp. He comes in with a Gyarados. Gyarados, I think still a good pick for me. He now is gonna throw a charge move. This should be the Aqua Tail. Should barely take me out. Gonna come in now with my Nidoqueen. Opponent at another charge move already. Gonna no shield this. Gonna throw the Poison Fang. Let's see if the opponent does shield and want to keep his Gyarados alive, and he doesn't want to do that. Let's see what the opponent now comes back in with. Does he come back in with Trevenant? And he does come back with Trevenant. I'm going to throw this Poison Fang and probably switch out into my Scrafty. Let's see what he's got in the back. He's got Cobalion in the back. This is somewhat, I won't say good for me. I need to try and throw this perfectly, not allow him to get any double kicks in. Gonna go for the Power Punch to try and get my attack up and try and do as much damage to this Cobalion. He's now going to go for another charge move. This is the Sacred Sword for sure. I have to shield it. I'm going to do one fast move and then throw this Power Punch. He should shield on his side. Now I'm hoping I should knock it out before he gets to another move. And I do actually knock it out. Now it's going to be a race to the finish. And I do a perfect catch there. Opponent now going to throw the Seed Bomb, which takes out my Shadow Nidoqueen. I cannot come back with that Scrafty. Almost had 2 foul plays. I thought the first one he shields. I'm at the next one already, gonna throw it, and this should take out the Trevenant and should be GG's. Very well played. Catch winning me the game there. Jumping to the next battle, we have Shadow Nidoqueen against Giratina. This is definitely not a good matchup for me. Gonna go straight to my Seiso BEWEAR, dealing super effective with the Shadow Claw. This is a Dragon Breath Giratina, actually not so good for me. He now switches out into a Togekiss. Gonna throw the Stomps and see if this will give me some chip damage to this Togekiss. I don't think he's going to shield any of them because it's not very threatening. He now manages to take out my BEWEAR. I actually stopped tapping there. I don't think that will give me much of a farm, but I come with my Shadow Nidoqueen and then I should manage to now farm down. Let's see what he comes back in with. Should be the Giratina for sure. He waits for his timer to go down. He actually comes in with Wall Rain. That is good for me. I'm going to go straight for the Power Punch to boost my attack and do as much damage to this Wall Rain before he switches out. And he switches out now into his Giratina. Now it's going to be quite close. I wish this was actually Shadow Claw, because we've done not super effective. But this Dragon Breath do actually tend to add up. He's already at the second Dragon Claw. I know shielder on my side. I'm almost at my first foul play. Gonna throw the foul play. Let's see if the opponent does shield on his side. He actually no shields on his side, which is good for me. I'm now thinking I can actually shield this and farm down, and then Wall Rain in the back. I should be able to threaten, but I actually swap out into my Nidoqueen to farm down. Gonna throw the Poison Fang on my side. Let's see if the opponent does shield. He actually does shield. That's good for me. Opponent gonna throw a charge move. I think I make a mistake. I shield up my Nidoqueen. You'll see why I say that. I then over farm, and then he gets to another Icicle Spear. I now come back in with my Scrafty, and if you have a look, if I save that shield, I could have shielded us up and taken out the Wall Rain, or even if he had another one, I could have shielded, but definitely get to the farm down before he could get another move. Unlucky, GG's. Next battle, we jump into Shadow Nidoqueen versus Cresselia. Same story here, but here the opponent doesn't build up to Future Sight, so I have to no shield this one here. Gonna go straight for my Earth Power, hoping to at least get a debuff on my side. Let's see if the opponent does shield. Generally they don't shield the first one. I'm gonna now try and catch my BEWEAR, and I do a lovely catch. This should be the Grass Knot, dealing neutral damage to the BEWEAR. He comes in with a Swampert. Gonna build up to, if I can say, build up a bit extra energy. He throws his charge move. I know it's a Hydro Cannon, no need to shield it. Gonna get to 2 charge moves. Gonna throw the Stomp. Let's see if I do get the shield from the opponent. And the opponent no shields it, and we actually he throws his charge move, which is fine by me. I allow it to take me out. Gonna come in with my Scrafty and look to farm down. If the opponent does throw a charge move as well, I don't think it's very threatening. Don't need to shield it. Is the Hydro Cannon. I should manage to farm down, but the opponent gets another charge move. Very spammy there. The Swampert, I farmed down the Swampert. Let's see what he does come back in with. He's got Giratina in the back. Gonna go straight for this foul play. Let's see if he does shield. The opponent does shield on his side. Gonna throw another foul play here. This should either get the last shield or chip it down, and he chips it down quite nicely, almost at half health. Gonna try and catch on my Shadow Nidoqueen. It's a good catch on my side. It is the Dragon Claw. The opponent now gonna farm a bit extra. I'm gonna go straight for the Earth Power before he can decide to switch out. Let's see, this barely takes out the Giratina. He now throws off a charge move. I know shielded. This is some great plays, as I know that the Cresselia needs to throw a Grass Knot. If I spend the shield there, they would have easily won. I come in now and I know the Psycho Cuts are doing not effective. I'm at 2 foul plays. He shields the first one. The second one should take it out, and that should be GG's. Very well played. Jumping to the next battle, Shadow Nidoqueen against Cresselia. Same story, gonna look to at least get to 8, throw my Earth Power as soon as possible. This opponent does the same mistake. He also doesn't farm up to the future side. He throws a Grass Knot immediately, which is fine by me. Gonna throw the Earth Power. Let's see if the opponent does shield, which I highly doubt it. And he no shields it, no debuff as well. Gonna see if I can look to catch a Grass Knot. And I do manage to catch the Grass Knot. As you can see, it's the same battle, same in, same out, but doesn't always work out, as sometimes the opponent, as you can see, stays in. He's gonna throw a charge move. This is too quick to be Moonblast, so I don't shield. Gonna farm up a bit extra and throw this now Stomp. Let's see what he now comes back in with, or does he decide to shield? He no shields it on his side. What he decides to come, he comes in with a Talonflame. Gonna do 2 Shadow Claws and I'll throw the Stomp. He should get to 1 more Incinerate. I know now he needs 1 more to get to his charge move. I'm gonna farm and throw this Poison Fang as soon as possible. Let's see if the opponent does shield it and keep the Talonflame alive. Yes, he does want to. And now he manages to throw his charge move. It is the Flame Charge. I do shield it on my side. He's gonna now switch out into his Obstagoon. I'm gonna go straight for the Power Punch to deal as much damage as I can to this Obstagoon and try and get it out. He actually throws an Obstruct, which is not so bad for me. At least he's not throwing the Cross Chops. Now that he got short Obstruct, I know he does have Nice Slash with it. Can just commit to the farm down. Opponent now gonna come in, throw his charge move. Let's see if I do shield it here. I do shield it, use the Flame Charge. Gonna try and build up a bit extra, going for the Power Punch bait. Let's see if the opponent does call it, and the opponent does call it on his side. But this is not bad for me, as I can now manage to then counter down. That should be GG's. Very well played. I still like this team. This team is still quite strong. Does have a lot of threats, especially now with Cobalion in the meta, but definitely can work around it. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.